Hey, welcome to the Actor's Career Compass, where we give actionable, bite-sized tips to help you navigate the challenges you'll face throughout your acting career. I'm your host, Martin Benson, and today we'll be talking about what fees are fair for agents to charge. Now, there's a misconception that to get started in acting, the first step is to find an agent. Basically, actors think for some reason that the only way that they can get acting work is by getting an agent who will get them acting work. The truth is that you actually have to find auditions on your own at first, and then eventually, once you've done that a bit and you've gotten some credits, then you can try to find an agent who will get you access to much bigger projects and help you grow your career. So anyway, because of this misconception, this whole idea of I have to find an agent immediately, unfortunately, many actors wind up paying all kinds of fees to these quote agents, thousands of dollars, and essentially they're getting scammed. Okay, if you've had an agent who says, oh, you need to take headshots with our photographer back there, or, oh, you need to take these classes, or, oh, you need to pay for our marketing services. All of those things are complete scams and are never going to help you. No legitimate agent will ever charge you a direct fee for a service because it's illegal. If they're a licensed agent, the way that legitimate licensed agencies work is by charging a commission on the work that you book through them, not by charging a direct fee. And anyone who says otherwise is lying. Okay, there are managers. Managers generally don't have the same type of license that an agent does. And some managers can charge you fees for certain things. Other managers don't and just take commission. But when it comes to legitimate, real, let's say SAG franchised agencies or agencies that are completely union affiliated, they are not going to be charging you direct fees for anything. Okay? Legitimate agents usually only work with actors who have at least some experience because there's a risk to take on these actors. If you're brand new and an agent has never, doesn't see any credits on your resume or any footage that you've done and has no idea what your acting ability is, they're not going to want to sign with you because they're going to feel like it's a big risk for them to put in all this work promoting you on the chance that you might never book anything, so they'll never get paid, right? Whereas an agent who's more of a scammer and is going to charge you all kinds of upfront fees, well, yeah, they'll sign anybody because they know that they're going to make money off of you either way. Whether you're brand new or not, you're paying them, right? So legitimate agents usually only want to work with actors who have at least 3 to 5 speaking credits on their resume. So how do you get that acting work if you're brand new and you don't have an agent yet? Well, before we go on in this, let me briefly tell you about my mini course called Kickstart Your Acting Career. It's a 5-day course that dives deep on how to start getting consistent auditions if you don't have an agent, credits, or a reel yet. Getting consistent auditions for legitimate projects is critical if you want to start building your resume and have a shot at getting an agent. So you can visit kickstartminicourse.com. Again, that's kickstartminicourse.com for more information and to sign up. Now back to agents. Legitimate agents will generally charge commissions between 10% and 25% of whatever work you book. Now, I generally recommend avoiding anyone that charges over 15% because it's just too high. The best agencies will often take just between 10 and 12%. Sometimes they'll go up to 15%, but it's not as frequent, and definitely beyond that is very, very rare. Now, in fact, some regions actually have capped the amount that talent agents are allowed to take. Because again, talent agents are licensed legally, so there's certain restrictions on them that make it illegal for them to charge you a higher percentage than, what they're allowed to in that region. So you might consider looking up the amount just to be sure that the person that you're considering signing with is not a scammer. Now, one question I get asked frequently is, should I pay commission to my agent on jobs that they don't actually help me book? Now, technically, you don't have to. You can absolutely say, no, I booked this on my own, I'm not paying. Usually with a manager, you'll pay them commission on everything, just because they're kind of technically managing your career and helping guide you and everything. So they want a piece of the action regardless of where you got the job. Also, a lot of managers don't even help actors book work. That's more of an agent's job. But when it comes to agents, while you technically don't have to pay the percentage to them if you book a job on your own, it is good practice because they very much appreciate it, and they'll want to work harder for you if you're giving them some extra money here and there because it's helpful to them. So I do recommend it, just to keep that relationship going. Okay, now that we've discussed the general percentages, I want to turn briefly to scams. So what are some examples of scam fees that fake agents might try charging you? All right, so first one, registration fees or website listing fees. So if an agent asks for money to basically allow you to register with them or to maintain an active profile on their website, that's definitely not something that they should be doing. And that should be a huge red flag that they're not going to be a good agent and they're not going to find work for you. Another one is portfolio packages. So if they tell you that you have to get your headshots done by a specific in-house photographer, that is generally a big red flag. Or if they shoot footage for your reel or something and charge for that, that's also a red flag. A legitimate agent, they'll suggest some photographers. They'll be like, okay, well, here, I recommend these 3 or 4 people. And then you can choose if you want to work with someone that they suggest or you want to go somewhere else. It's totally up to you. And a legitimate good agent is not going to force you to work with someone specific. Another thing is class fees. So some agents, again, quote agents, will try to push actors to enroll in certain, acting classes or workshops as a condition for representation, and they'll charge a fee for those classes. That is another red flag and scam fee, so definitely avoid that. Audition fees, okay? You should never pay to attend an audition. Now, you can pay a website, like a casting website, let's say, a monthly fee to get access to all the auditions that they have, but one specific audition that you're going to, let's say, should never charge you a fee to actually audition. That would be like a business who's hiring some people, charging people a fee to come in and interview with them. I mean, it should be completely illegal to do something like that and absolutely ridiculous. So you should never pay an agent who says that you need to pay them per audition or something. And then finally, promotional or PR fees. So if they say that they're going to boost your career by doing PR work or other promotional activities and you have to pay a certain amount for that, that's also a big red flag. Agents are not PR people. Sure, maybe later in your career, once you're booking a lot of stuff and you're building up your name, you may want to hire a PR person. A lot of actors do. But that that's a PR person and you know what they're charging. You're not working with an agent who suddenly says, oh yeah, you need to pay me for these promotional activities. That's BS. So if anyone claiming to be an agent charges any of those fees, they are a scammer, and just turn around and run the other way. Okay. Now, before we wrap, I'd like to briefly talk about my career coaching services for actors. I don't frequently discuss this just because I have limited slots, but I recently started offering an email coaching program as well. So that's why I decided to add this into my podcast. So I work with actors all over the world, and I help them get unstuck and move their careers forward. And right now I have two main offerings. Okay. One is my brand new affordable email coaching program. And that's where I communicate with you through text and audio recordings via email. It's really, really helpful. It's basically weekly check-ins. I tell you exact next steps to take. And it's very similar to my live coaching sessions. And it's a much more affordable option because it doesn't require as much of my time for one-on-one meetings. And then my other option is obviously the more in-depth Zoom coaching program where we would do live weekly meetings over Zoom together. If you have an interest in either of these, feel free to email me directly at martin@cityheadshots.com. That's MARTIN at city with CITY headshots with an S.com. So martin@cityheadshots.com if you'd like to learn more. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the show so you don't miss future episodes. Subscribing also helps me because it makes these episodes more easily findable for other actors too. That's it. Thanks so much, and I will see you soon.